Hello and welcome to Smart Impressions. I am Rachel and we are unlocking business relationships one connection at a time. I'm so happy you're here today because our topic is all about connecting with nature to achieve greatness. So if you have thought about maybe you're not in a happy space today, maybe you're looking for a future you haven't yet found, then this show is for you. So welcome my guest today, Helena Demuynck. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me, Rachel.
It's great to have you here. I know you're on the other side, you're other part of Europe right now, so we're making it global because I'm based in Dubai. How's the weather where you are today?
It's summer. It's like 28 degrees, sun is shining, light breeze. It's amazing. I'm in the middle of nature, by the way, so just enjoying.
This is everyone's dream, and everyone in Dubai who's melting is just waiting just a couple more weeks for their kids to be out of school and for them to be able to get away to Europe's summer. So you're living the dream and where everyone wants to be. Now, I love that you're here today because you are helping people really transform and from the basis of nature where you begin that transformation. So I want to talk to you a little bit more. How does nature really impact the way we live, when it comes to a business environment specifically?
Well, where do you want me to start? I mean, of course, nature impacts us in every way. I mean, there's so much research that shows that we need nature for our mental health, for our emotional health, for our physical health. And we are not aware of that. I wasn't aware of that either. Like 10 or 15 years ago, I lived in the city. I was, in the noise of daily car traffic and train announcements and people and whatever. You're not even aware of that. But when I was 15 years ago, almost, I bought a house in the south of Spain, literally in the middle of nowhere, on the top of a mountain, because I wanted to live my child's dream, being a farmer, which I'm practically doing, combining with my coaching work. And one of the first things that was so refreshing was that when I came here, there was no noise. It was silence. And that is something that all my visitors, all my clients, it's one of the first things they say, oh my gosh, it's silent. I can hear myself think. And then I say, yeah, right. Imagine you can hear yourself think. How does that feel? And they say, some say it's scary and others say this is amazing. This is amazing. Because in business, in professional life, as a leader, it is so important to reconnect with yourself very regularly, to reflect, to ask yourself, why am I doing this? Is this still relevant? Is this still what I want to do? And when we are in our daily rat race, and it could be in Dubai, it can be in Brussels, it can be in Atlanta, we don't get to these kind of thoughts because we're constantly triggered by everything that is surrounding us. And so you can have this detox of noise and triggers and reconnect with nature in very, very simple ways. And this is what people come and do here. And this is what I do now all the time because I decided to move here 4 years ago to be here permanently.
Fantastic. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. I just love this idea that nature is going to bring you back to this connectivity of your understanding who you are, right? And some people go to the spa, some people, they distress in different ways to prioritize themselves, but you're specifically working with leaders, right?
Exactly.
You must, yeah.
I think what is very important is that when we are in the middle of our thing, in the middle of our lives, of all our responsibilities and our deadlines and our goals and things like that, it's very, very difficult to see things in proportion. We think that we have the most important job, that our deadlines are the most stringent, that our goals are the most important, and we don't see things in reality anymore. And what I experience here for myself, but also for people that come here, that is that when you are in nature, when you see the abundance of nature, when you see the power of nature, that you are easily putting things back into perspective. Because in nature, you are small. In nature, you are just a part of the system. In nature, you understand that you have no control because, it's the universe doing things. And it is my experience also with clients that I work with because I do coaching retreats here, that you can basically reduce yourself and your problems and your challenges and your deadlines to the right proportions and breathe a bit. Does that make sense, Rachel?
Absolutely. I mean, I love it. That's part of my journey. I feel very connected to our planet, and I think it spirals, depending on how connected you are with the planet. So I think a great question for our listeners to start with is, when was the last time you walked barefoot outside, right? Or when was the last time you were in nature? And I understand the stress that the work environment plays, but also the weather can sometimes be that extreme that it doesn't make it so easy to go out in nature, right? So what do you suggest in those kind of situations?
Well, if we're talking about weather, I would say there's always opportunities. It's not like it's raining day and night. So just go in between the bad weather moments, or just go in the bad weather moments, because there's nothing so refreshing as a cold shower by rain. And even if it's cold afterwards, I mean, you have environments where you can have a cold shower and then you're in the sun again. When that's not the case, because it's a very cold environment in general, you can warm up in different ways. You can take a sauna, can take a hot shower, things like that. When it's very, very hot, what I do also with my clients, I just get up very early and I start my day at 6, because the sun rises at 6. I start my day at 6. And I do my outdoor activities like walking or my yoga outside, which is amazing, or other things. I also work in the garden, which is an wonderful, mindful activity in order to, get your head clear. And then by 9:30 or 10, I just go inside and I do the inside work. I do a siesta eventually, and then I do the rest of my inside work. And then I get out again at 7 in the evening. And even if it's dark, I mean, there's so many opportunities to do activities, even if it's dark outside. Just be creative and do them together with other people. Have a bonfire, have a flashlight walk, have a full moon walk, things like that. There's so many possibilities if you just think out of the ordinary, think out of the box.
Well, I think busy people sometimes don't have time to think. There's so many things happening, that's kind of where the opportunity is, right? So if you don't have time to think and you're just piled with things to do every single day, then you're really the solution they're waiting to hear from, and what exactly they can look forward to on working with you or one of your retreats.
Well, I do believe that there's two things, of course, and people are very welcome here for like a staycation or a workation, especially if they are on projects that need their brain very fresh, or if they are writing a book or things like that. So you can just take these nature retreats, absolutely. Although I also believe that you can just make time for it, because thinking that you are busy is basically very deceiving. Because if you take the break, if you take the 10 minutes walk after lunch, for example, or if you take the walk from your car, instead of parking it in front of the office door, you park it 2 streets further and you take a walk, your brain will be fresh, your productivity will be higher, you will have a lot more creativity, and you will see more options and possibilities if you give some space. If you give some space to your breathe, to oxygen, if you move a little bit. And so instead of thinking that you don't have time for it, make a little bit time for it, and you will see your productivity will rise incredibly. So, and then of course, organize these retreats for yourself. Take a weekend, take a break with your family or alone. You deserve it.
There's no doubt, like, we don't prioritize ourselves enough. I mean, most people, I think in general, if you use, some of these statistics of what's happening, people are go, 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 go. We're being lost on the hamster wheel of just that work, 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 come home, be with the family for that limited amount of time, and then do it all again the next day. What do you say to people that may feel like they tune out and don't think when they just zone out to television, for example? Because I know that might be a way of breaking, that consistency of thinking, or that pressure or that stress. Because many people will say, well, I watch TV. It's okay. I take a break. My brain stops from functioning. What's kind of your response there?
No.
I mean, you're like, no. Don't
Of
fool
course you
yourself.
can watch TV. Of course you can Netflix. Of course you can have these guilty pleasures, but don't qualify them as rejuvenating, restoring, as recharging your batteries. That's not true. Basically, what they do is they put your mind on blank, and it's like, getting away from it, but it's not really actively restoring your energy and recharging your batteries. So
Yeah.
if you think that it is, then I would say, no, please change your thoughts. Keep doing it if you feel like you like to do that with your partner, you like to see a good movie, that's something different. But if you
Yeah.
just, you go sit in front of your screen for 2 hours, just absorbing things that come at you, come on, we know better than that. I mean, go
Yeah.
for a walk, or play a game with your partner, or with your children, or with friends. Do something that is like, gives you fresh atmosphere, and boosts your creativity, and boosts interaction with nature, interaction with other people. This will just try it. I don't have to, build arguments for that. Just try it and you will see. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think that a
Anyway,
lot of people kind of get comfortable with what they're used to, right? Those, endorphin fixes, whatever it may be. And I mean, I'm one, that's why I love to have you here and guests like yourself that are into the same idea. I've listened to many a neuroscientist. The research is there. If you want to help yourself, you can. There are plenty of people saying the same thing, that you need that break. Meditation is the best. And yet people have a lot of resistance to it, from fear on down, of that just quieting the mind. And so the nature connectivity that you're providing is so brilliant, because it takes them out into nature, and you're kind of guiding them on what they should be experiencing and how. So you're not just left alone for where you may feel, a little overwhelmed, but you're actually there to help guide them through that transformation. And what kind of results are you seeing? I'm sure they're astronomical, to be quite honest. But just to like tease a couple of the listeners, because I'm sure if people are sitting there with bated breath, what can I expect from such an experience?
it depends how far you want to go. I mean, I've seen enormous breakthroughs. I've seen people shift in the way they look at things. I've seen people deciding on going for that entrepreneurial experience instead of staying in their golden cage, as an executive. But also, I've seen people just starting to develop a love for nature, and starting to think of what is it that I can do as a hobby that can integrate nature, like nature photography or bird watching or things like that. People just are, basically, if I guide them a little bit, and you can do this on your own also, trust me, just create new rituals, create new routines that integrate nature into them, and build them. If you need to, put them in your calendar, like every morning 7:30, have an alarm going off, like, okay, it's time for like a 5-minute intense breathing outside, or like you say, a meditation. Do it outside, do your yoga outside. There's so many possibilities, and you will experience first of all, your body will be oxygenated. Yes, you will have healthy air in your body instead of the city air. You will have an open eye to see what happens on nature. You will see again the connection with the seasons. You will see what is summer. Well, maybe in Dubai it will be a little bit difficult, but I mean, in a lot of places you will see, oh, it's springtime. Look at all the flowers, or the abundance of colors, or the leaves begin to fall, or the fruits begin to appear. Just try it. Just try to be more focused on being in nature, observing what is going on there, and implementing it in whatever activities that you can imagine to do outside.
I love it. I love it. And it's totally shining the light on stuff that everyone should know. And I can't thank you enough. I don't want our viewers to leave without 3 tips that you think they should start considering today. And I know you've talked about some good stuff here. So maybe if you could just summarize it all and leave them with 3 good tips of how to implement nature into your life to achieve that greatness that you may be looking for.
Yeah, well, I have given a lot of tips already. So the first tip is just go out there. Try to have a walk every day, albeit 15 or 20 minutes. If it helps, Well, you don't get a dog only to get your walks. I mean, but
Right.
since I have a dog, I do my walks twice per day. If I don't think of it, she does.
Yeah.
If it's difficult for you, try to get nature inside. And there's a couple of things you can do. You can have plants inside, okay? So you have at least a connection with nature and with green. You can also use essential oils. There's a lot of essential oils that you can use in diffusers or on your lava stones. I have these bracelets with lava stones. I also put my essential oils here. And you have essential oils, of course, we all know, like mint or lavender or tea tree, things like that. But try cedar wood, or try pine. Like try the real wood scents. They're amazing. And so you get this inside. Another thing, if you are living in the city, or if you, I hope not, if you are in an office without any windows, so you can't even see the blue sky, then get a poster and get it somewhere in your view, a poster with nature, and take something exotic if you like exotic. Take something very open feel. Take the sea, whatever that resonates with you. But just put something on the wall that you can connect with, and that you just glaze once in a while, and just imagine that you are there and hear the sounds that nature picture produces. Imagine it, and just visualize yourself in nature for a couple of minutes, and that might also help. But nothing as good as a walk in nature or play in nature, of course. But sometimes it's like you say, it's not possible, and then you can bring nature into your place.
Yeah, I can't thank you enough. Those are incredible tips. I didn't even think about the picture of nature, but maybe your screensaver on your computer, but just
Exactly.
connect with it in any way, shape, or form, and Helena, I can't imagine, how many people you are impacting with this beautiful mission that you have. I thank you with all the gratitude in my heart for sharing this. I hope that everyone listening finds it extremely useful and thinks twice before turning on that computer or turning on that next game. I mean, I myself have started walking with my daughter every night, just as a 10-minute ritual to connect us more. So connecting in nature, connecting more as humans. And I'm on this this journey of helping people connect. So thank you so much for all your tips. It's a pleasure having you here today.
You're so welcome. It was great being here.
Fantastic. So if you are interested to get away to Spain, get in touch with her, connect with her on LinkedIn. She's offering a free briefing just to give you an idea of what you can expect. And I hope everyone connects a little bit more with nature this summer. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.